7, man. Like this shit is going by, bro. This shit is flying right now.
That's how man, football does this every year.
This
Like
shit
fall,
flies, dog.
dude, football, because it's not like the year feels like it flies by, but football just does something to us, man.
It
Like I
does,
want to
man.
quit this league. I want to quit this league. Morally, I feel like I shouldn't even watch anymore, but it's so good.
It
Like
is, man.
I
Especially
don't
this
I
this
don't know
season
who
has
made the
been
point. This season has been wild and crazy, and I'm not a
season's
fan
been
of a lot
wild,
of it,
bro.
but I don't know who made the point. This isn't my point, but somebody made this point. Somebody smarter than me made this point. Football is the only sport where we'll watch regardless of the skill level. We will watch. We will
Yeah,
watch.
yeah, we will.
We watch.
We
We
will.
watch high school football. We watch college football. We watch
We
low
what
level college football.
we
Like the
do.
D2 playoffs are my shit. I love the D2 playoffs
Listen,
because it's just like nah,
shout out to
like
North Dakota
we
State, dog. North Dakota
hey
State be putting in work
hey
out here, B. North
they
Dakota
do
State
they
puts in
do
work out here for no
they
reason.
do
They just
they
be running
do
shit, man. I
like,
watched
and I
arena
just want to
football
know
when it was
like
on. Like
yo,
I
arena
did.
football was
I did.
entertaining. I don't care
I
what
watched
anybody says.
I
Arena
rocked with arena
football was
heavy.
entertaining.
It was,
Canadian
dog.
football is low key fire, and I wish that the NFL would just adopt Canadian football rules
That's a big
because
ass
Canadian
field,
football,
B. That's
bruh.
a that's a big ass field. Them
Wait,
dudes look
maybe I'm
like
mistaken, but don't they give them 3 downs instead of 4? Like,
it's something
am
like
I not remembering this right? It's
there's
something
like
wild with the
man, it's been
downs
a
too.
while. Yeah, there's something wild with the downs.
I,
There's something weird with the points. Like it's like a mix of like American
I'm
football and
with
like
it. I'm
rugby
with it.
points. Like it's different. But I'm
But
down. I
the
watch all
point
this
is,
shit, man.
football is awesome, and I will watch it. And if it happens to come from a corporation that I hate, so be it. What am I supposed to do? I love football. Like
We'll even
it's great. It's great.
we'll
It's
even
just it's
watch
wonderful. It's
we'll even watch
wonderful.
the Saints at Cardinals, like unwillingly, but we'll even throw this on and record during it because who really, really cares?
So so
Not a
so
lot.
here's my thing about this game. By Thursday night standards, I'll take Saints versus Cardinals.
I
Like
guess
real
so.
talk.
I guess
By
so.
Thursday night standards, I will take
We had
Saints
Bears.
Cardinals.
We had Bears and the Commandos
We
last
got
week, right?
Bears, Washington. Yeah,
Uh,
dude, we had the Commodores out here stinking it up. After week one, people in the city was getting real rambunctious talking about Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz really
right.
hasn't done anything since. And it brings me joy how he got hurt this week, and their spirit is already so broken that all they can do is be like,
He it's
Heineke ain't
Heineke's
that
job
bad,
from now on, bro.
Yeah.
This is Heineke's job now. It's over. He's not. We're
See,
not seeing Wentz again.
I wouldn't agree with you except for the whole Ron Rivera coming out and being like quarterback's the problem. And he did it deadpan. He didn't like stop and be like, nah,
Yeah.
that came out wrong. This is what I mean. Let me expand on that. He's quarterback.
No. And then got mad
Wow.
the other day when people said, "Oh, well, you didn't really want him." Nah, I watched the film. I wanted him, man. Nobody else watched the film but me. I went out and got him. All right, bro. Ron just trying to get fired, dog. Ron trying to go home and they won't let him. he just he just trying to
You know
dip.
what? All jokes aside, that actually makes more sense. Like if you look at what he has done the last few months through the lens of somebody who's trying to get fired but can't get fired, it all makes a
True.
lot more sense. Real talk.
It does.
This is like when
It does.
George was rolling around with the Yankees trying to get that job with the Mets. I know this reference is like
Yeah.
30 years old and I'm old.
Yeah.
But yo, it was funny in the 90s. I promise you kids, it was funny. This is what Ron's doing. Ron's trying to get out of Dodge,
He's
and
trying to get
Dan
out of
Snyder is
Dodge.
just happy to let him deflect. Like, yeah, talk about the quarterback. Talk about
Oh
anything to get
man.
people not talking about me.
Saints got
The
first and goal. I bet
Commodores.
Taysom is in. I bet Taysom is in. First and goal. I bet he in.
You hope he's in. You hope he's
Not
in.
really. Not really. not,
Yeah, you do.
not,
Yeah, you
not
do. Yeah,
really.
you do.
Not
Yeah, you do.
really.
Like we ain't
Dog,
gotta
not
lie
really.
about this.
We
I know
don't.
that you
Not
want to be all
really.
enlightened and whatnot, but yeah,
I
sometimes
am
you do.
enlightened. I want Kamara to score a touchdown once. That'd be fun. You know what I'm saying? That'd be exciting. We here for
You know
week
what?
7,
Kamara
man.
is a good segue
What's up?
because, like, yeah, We'll get there. We'll get there. Kamara's an interesting point I just need to make. We'll
Yeah,
get there.
we're here. We're here in week 7, man. Obviously Saints Cardinals going on right now. Hopefully you're getting what you need out of this so far. Andy Dalton looks okay,
I
except
am
for the
not.
worst.
I am not as
You're not getting anything you
Kamara gets
need.
stuffed. Now Kamara got stuffed on the first play, and I don't think they will
Here come
run to
Taysom.
him again.
Here come Taysom. I bet he's coming. I bet he's coming, dog. I know Taysom coming. I can smell a thief from a mile away. I know he's coming. I know he's on the way.
Kamara just got a goal line carry and was tackled by his teammate. That's always fun. I hate your guts. I hate you. It's Taysom.
Did he score?
He did.
I
A
told
reception at that. Get that extra bucket.
y'all don't be believing me. When I say I see it, I see the vision, dog. I don't know why. I don't know what happened to me this year. In most of my leagues, I'm out here cooking. And in one of these weeks, I'm getting smoked.
No.
I'm seeing it.
Yo,
I'm seeing the Matrix.
You didn't
feel
trust your eyes. You didn't trust your eyes. That's what happens.
That's all it
like
was.
you trusted it.
happens,
Like your predictions were on, and you lacked patience, which is a theme. Like it's easy to
It
lack
is.
patience. The thing with football that we all know but take for granted is the fact that it's once a week just hits different because you got to sit with those losses in a different sort of way, and it causes our clocks to get off. Like 0-1 ain't that bad. 0-1 ain't that bad. 0-2, it's not ideal, but it ain't the end of the world. But at times you panic because it's like you're looking at everybody else having fun. Everybody else is winning. Not winning is not fun. So
Not winning is not fun.
you make those decisions, and sometimes you find out you made the right decision. It was time to get off it quick. Other times you find out that you should have been a little more patient.
Other times,
That's just how it goes.
That's all it is. That's all
That's
the
just how
game
it
is.
goes.
We are not here because we win every single league we're in every single year, because we don't. Pain comes to us late. Sometimes it comes early, but pain always comes, no matter what.
So
Whether it's a final, whether it's
not
a
not
semi
the two mile,
final,
not the two mile corn. I never miss
your
playoffs
pain comes late.
anywhere.
Your pain
My
comes late.
pain always comes late, which is
Your pain
different.
comes
I
late.
want a bad year. A bad year seems joyous. By
It is.
midseason, I can just
It
enjoy
is
the football
odd.
and make trades and be fun and just have fun with it. That seems
It's
enjoyable.
odd.
You were playing
It's
Taysom
odd.
Hill right now without a care
I
in the
am
world. You felt great
not one.
about it coming in. Because
Don't care.
even if he did stink it up, it's like, all right, whatever. That was fun. That was interesting. That made Thursday night exciting. But
But
no,
if he
he already got a
catches
touchdown
one,
reception.
throws one, and runs for one, all of a sudden, what do you do? Son? Oh man, let's get straight into it, man. Shout out to Taysom. Good look. Appreciate you, my G. You thief. I appreciate everything you do out here. Everybody else hates you but me. Remember, we told y'all early too. Get
Now, the thing
Taysom. It
is,
can get
I
weird,
bid on him.
but you can
We
never
got a
trust it.
league. We have a league where he was dropped yesterday, and I just knew you were going to bid. And it was just like, how much fab do I want to use? And then I was just like, you know what? He's already broke. If he wants to blow the rest of his budget, I'm going to let him blow the rest of his budget. But look how much fun he's having.
I'm having a
That's
blast.
supposed to be fun. The game is supposed to be fun. Let's
I'm
get to it.
having a
Week 7.
blast,
Let's
dog.
go, baby. I'm feeling great.
Browns at Ravens, man, starts off the Sunday docket, and
Big game. Fantasy wise, real life, big
it's a really,
game.
really, really
Both
big
those
game
teams
because the
need a win. They
Ravens
both need a
coming off
win.
a loss to apparently the juggernaut Giants, allegedly. So Ravens come
I'm, so,
out.
I'm who is number
Uh-oh.
30 on the Cardinals? I legit don't know who this man
Is
is.
that Eno Benjamin?
That is not Eno.
Is that the rookie? What's his name?
It must be the rook. I legit don't know who this is.
Not
Like at least
Pierre.
not by
What's his name?
the look. And he has the dreads, and sometimes it comes
Keontae
with nameplate.
Ingram.
Now, that
Keontae
is
Ingram.
Keontae Ingram. Yes,
Okay.
that is
Okay.
Keontae Ingram.
I like him.
Got
I
loose. I
like
like
Keontae
that.
Ingram. I do. I like Keontae Ingram. Um,
But Ravens need a win. Browns need a win.
They do, man. Ravens coming off of a ugly, like they were up 24-10 in the fourth against the Giants, who are not great. I mean, they're the Giants. They're scrappy, but Lamar, on a third down, fumbles. He
Wins
throws a
are
horrible
wins.
interception. He
Wins are
throws a
wins.
horrible
So
pick. Lamar, let's talk about Lamar real quick. Lamar started off
the
with
last 3 weeks have not been ideal.
he started
The
off
last
with
3 weeks
a
have not been ideal.
devastating first 2 weeks. Like a devastating, I'm winning this
Hmm.
week because I have Lamar type 2 weeks. And we thought he was on a crusade to just have the season that I said Josh was going to have and Josh is having. But there'll be two
Absolutely.
of them, and he's not. The last 3 weeks have been ugly. Now
The
Bateman's been
last three
hurt.
weeks, that's 3 weeks in a row. Bateman being hurt.
Bateman's,
Just
but
one of
when
these
you
years, I want him to have a legitimate top flight wide
just,
receiver. And that's not
just get
disrespect to
him
Bateman
one,
at all. I like Bateman. I like Bateman. But just
right?
once like a legitimate top flight,
A
I can get open.
legitimate number
And
one
if I
guy.
can't get open, throw it anyway. I'm going to make sure that at worst it's an incomplete, but more often than not, I'm going to catch this anyway. Just give him one of those guys just once. I just want to
If
see
they
it
give
just
him,
once.
if they give him one of those guys with Andrews at tight end, and you put Bateman at the two, all of a sudden things are going to start opening up beautifully. It's why Kansas City, yes, Mahomes is great, but they have guys who can get open. They also have Andy Reid, who's brilliant, so that also helps. And Bieniemy, who calls a
Absolutely.
wonderful game, that absolutely helps. But
Absolutely.
you get top flight guys, top flight players, things are going to go well. I think Andrews hasn't practiced in 2 straight days, so that's interesting for what Lamar's ceiling is. Because without Andrews, I can see Lamar running for 120 yards and passing for 100, and
The
he'll
thing about
score, but it just doesn't look without Andrews, man, that offense doesn't work at all.
no, but the thing about Lamar, just from a fantasy standpoint, is even when it looks bad, even the past few weeks when he has not played well by Lamar standards and real life fantasy, however you want to put it,
Right.
he still has a pretty decent floor because he's always he the offense has to run through him. Like it really is all him because he is still their run game for the most part, and whatever he's not getting on the ground, he is setting up for others. So I mean, if you have Lamar, obviously there is not a scenario where you were going to bench him. The question does become in a traditional league, he's going to be your starter, but like,
Of
are you
course.
now listening to offers when you wouldn't have listened to offers previously? Like, after the first 2 weeks, he's fully untouchable. You're not trading him for the next person's best three players. You're just like, nah, I'd rather have Lamar. Right now, it
Right.
doesn't look like that. So I think the
Right.
ceiling for him is a little different than we expected based on the first couple of weeks. Like, Josh is going to be QB1. Assuming he stays healthy, there's not going to be anybody that really challenges him for that.
I don't think it's gonna be
Um,
close.
I wouldn't say Lamar is a lock to be top three. I mean, he certainly could be, but I don't think he's a lock in the way that it looked like he might be. So it'll be interesting going forward.
Agreed.
But they're always going to play him. If you have him, you're playing him. There's never a thought of, oh, do I try to stream somebody? Don't be stupid. You have Lamar.
Right.
Just play him.
Right.
You're going to play him
Sounds
every
like
week, as you should.
it's. It sounds like we're not getting J.K. Dobbins because he tweaked something again in his knee. That's where coming back a little bit too early. Here's where, and we'll get to Jonathan Taylor, but here's where something came out today that Jonathan Taylor is the one who actually pushed to not play last game because he said, "I know my body. I'm not going in here to do this." You appreciate that for someone who wants to come in later and lead his team and do things. I understand wanting to get back on the field. J.K. Dobbins, man, tweaking something that you just had to fight to come off of. It sounds like he's not going to play. Do you trust Kenyon Drake for a spot start?
Trust is too strong. He's too strong. Trust is too strong a word, but I'm not against doing it if the scenario calls for it. It's not like I'm going out of my way to start him. I don't I probably would have him somewhere in the 20 to 25 range in terms of running backs this week. So it's like
Okay.
low end running back two if you're in a deeper league. But as a flex play, I got no problem with it at all. You just
That's
have
fair.
to accept the fact that he might only be getting you 5 or 6 points. Like that's Kenyon Drake, regardless of the offense. Kenyon Drake is still Kenyon Drake, and he's going to be Kenyon Drake. Um, Once upon a time, he went top 10 in a year and then was buns
I know.
with the
Top 10 is
entire
not mentioned at
offense set
all.
around him. Yeah. And anyway, the point being, as a flex play, especially in a week with all the buys that we have and so many prominent players out, I have no problem playing them. But say your two top running backs are playing and your lineup is pretty much intact, I'm not really benching somebody who's been fairly productive to put Kenyon Drake in.
I think that's fair. Other side of the ball, we're looking at Nick Chubb, of course. The Kareem Hunt thing is still. It's got to be the
I'm
contract,
not
man.
feeling it. I'm officially
It's
not
got to
feeling
be
it. Wait, wait,
contract.
wait. I gotta rewind back to what you said about Jonathan Taylor and as it regards to in relation to
Hmm.
Dobbins. Jonathan Taylor can't get paid till after his third year. I'm not
That's
playing if
fair.
I don't feel right. I'm not. Look, once you get paid, if you want to risk it all for the team, God
You can do
bless
what you
you.
do.
I respect
Yeah.
it. Get your money. If you are a running back who is not a first round pick, who's getting the workload that he is getting, and your body doesn't feel right, and you have not been paid, rest. Get right.
Rest.
Get
Yeah.
right.
100%.
Like, yeah.
100%.
And I'm not saying he doesn't want to play, doesn't want to win. I'm not trying to suggest that, but make sure that your body feels right. Like,
Make sure that
take
you're
care of your,
good.
take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. So good for him.
100%, man.
Like, good on
That's all
him.
you got. That's all you
Good
have.
on him.
That Ravens defense is not scary, so I think you're
No,
fine. I think
they
you're
miss
fine
Wink.
playing Amari.
They
I
miss
think you're.
they miss
They
Wink.
do. They do. Shout out to Wink, man. Um, you
How do
you
you
got
get that
Amari,
nickname?
you got
That's
Brissett.
a
I don't
dope
know.
nickname.
It
That's a
is
dope
Wink.
nickname.
My man
Wink.
Wink.
That's a dope Wink. That's a
Wink
dope nickname.
Martin. Wink Martindale sounds like you remember like back in the '70s they had the game show with the super long microphone and the suit
Not
hosted
that
by
he
Wink
sounds
Martindale.
no, no,
Yeah.
no. It sounds like somebody at a competing ad firm in Mad Men. The other guy, not Don Draper, the guy who's Don Draper for them.
Don Draper, Ted Shaw, and Wink Martindale.
You feel me? You feel
Wink
me?
Martin,
You see
yeah. Lysol by Wink Martindale. Yeah, I can see it now. I can see it. What up, Wink, man? I appreciate you, my G. Um, I think you're fine. I think you're fine playing Amari. Peoples Jones has been quietly
he's been
productive.
he's been he's been in a week like this where you have four bye teams, but all of the bye teams are really
Oh,
fantasy relevant.
monsters. Who are
Like
you telling?
this was a weirdly monstrous bye week. Like I saw the buys coming a few weeks ago, and I was like, huh, that looks odd. It's only four
Uh-huh.
teams out, but this looks.
We're in the league
And then I'm looking
together
at it.
where I
Then I'm
have
looking at it
Cup,
this week where I'm just
Jefferson,
like,
and Diggs. And I'm just looking like, oh, chop all y'all
you could
down.
just go ahead. You could go ahead and offload one of them, get you some
I ain't
immediate
got it,
help.
man. I need it. I don't know. I don't know if I need immediate help in that one, baby. That's not the one we
Man
starting
said,
Taysom in. I'll tell you that. We're not worried about Taysom in that league.
true. Facts. Facts. Facts.
Buccaneers
I
at
I mean,
Panthers. Let's go
if you
with.
have if you have Carolina, you're starting Christian McCaffrey because he's freaking awesome. Like I don't know what
Yeah,
else you're
he's
supposed to
really
say because that team
he's
sucked
very good at
and
what
he
he
was
does.
awesome. Um, so like yes, you are absolutely starting Christian McCaffrey, obviously.
Right.
And I don't think you are starting anybody else. I don't think that anybody else is
I
even
don't
worth
think so.
discussing. DJ Moore, however talented he may be,
DJ
look,
Moore.
I don't have him in a single league, and even I'm tired of it. Like I'm frustrated by this DJ Moore thing. And I
Get that
don't
man to
blame him because
Kansas
I
City.
know he is talented.
Get that man to Kansas City. Just get him to KC somehow. Travis Kelsey
Man,
just restructured some things. They got cap room. It sounds like Odell. It feels like an Odell type of thing that he's gonna wind up in KC. But just get DJ
so
Moore over there if you can, dog.
you know what? You know what? This sounds wild because
Uh
I've been so incredibly down on them, and I've talked so much shit in this exact space. And I'd like to think that it was my talking that motivated them to be what they are. I'd like to think it was all me. That being said, Jerry, you're 80 years old. You ain't gonna be around but so much longer, my G. Like
for
I'm not
DJ
even a
Moore.
huge fan of you, but you're not gonna be around but so much longer. You're 80. Like Father Time comes for us all.
Yeah.
This defense is real, despite losing. I would go for it. Somebody worth a damn, please save DJ Moore. Whether it's Kansas City, whether Buffalo just wants to be greedy, whether Baltimore wants to finally get Lamar a legitimate number one,
Green
whatever it
Bay's
is,
not doing it.
somebody get that man out of Charlotte.
Green Bay's
No,
not
Green
doing
Bay's
it.
absolutely not doing
Green Bay's not
it.
doing it, bro.
They are
Green
absolutely
Bay's
not
not
doing it.
doing it.
Nope. None of it.
Buffalo's not gonna. If Buffalo does anything, it's McCaffrey, and I just want to see it. I just want to see McCaffrey in Buffalo. As a man who loves watching football and loves watching beautiful football, they will score on every drive. Like, they're just going to have a game where they don't punt and they don't get to third down. They're just going to score 59 points
Honestly, I
in three
told you what I
quarters.
want. Just Baltimore. McCaffrey is right there to
Yo,
revolutionize your
run
entire
that Tommy
offense and run
Frazier, Lawrence Phillips win option.
game.
Ru- just run for 380 a game, bro. Who's going to stop you? Who are you
Who's going to
committing to?
stop you?
Who are you committing to out there? If you're the linebacker, you just at that point you just fall. At that point you're like, all right, bro, I'm gonna hit one of y'all. One of y'all getting hit. Like, I don't know who. If it's the wrong one, it's the wrong one. But one of y'all getting hit, bro, because I'm dead out here. Um, Tampa Bay side, man, Brady stinks, low key. Brady's a little yelling at linemen,
Brady
like
Brady
screaming at
looks
the
like a man.
like,
Brady looks like a man who's going through some things, like some real life stuff that goes way beyond football, like the sort of things that I don't think it's my business to speak about in any way because I don't know him, I don't know the people involved, but some real life stuff, which very
yeah.
well may be of his own doing. That is
Here's
also
a
not my
real
business. But he also looks old. He also This is the first time that he looked like the old man in the club. Like he just
here's a real question.
But
Do
it's Tom
you
Brady, so let's not be disrespectful.
right? Real
It's
question,
Tom
and
Brady.
and I truly mean this as a real question. Do you
Yes.
think Tom Brady finishes the season?
I have been wondering this I've been really, really, really thinking about this. I think if he gets hurt, even if it's not super serious, and he goes
Okay.
to the crib, I don't think he's coming back. So he plays
Hmm.
all 17, or whenever he stops, I don't know if he's showing back up. Like
Okay.
he might just get to the crib and be like, "Yo, I've been wilding. What am I doing? Like,
I think that's fair.
baby, take me back." Like
I think that's fair.
on some real stuff. Like this ain't all it's cracked up to be. My body hurts. I'm 45. I'm tired, B.
45.
I'm walking different.
I'm walking
I'm
different. I'm
breathing
eating
different.
different. Breathing different, baby. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I'm out. That's it.
So,
You gonna have Gronk gonna show up,
but
cover
if
him
I were
up.
a betting
Listen,
man, if I were a betting man, I would bet that Tom Brady finishes out the season.
said he finishes
If
the
I were a
season.
betting man,
He's
yeah.
100% retiring after this, though. There's no way he comes back. I don't see. No
He
way.
Look, if I imagine he would tell those close to him, "The fuck did I come back for?" Like I bet he regrets it right now. He looks like he doesn't look like he's enjoying anything about this. He does not
As a
look like he's
Giants fan,
enjoying this process.
if we make the playoffs, which I am 100% never saying, because I don't think that
I
we
believe
like.
okay. I don't think the Giants are good. I do think the Giants are going to make the playoffs because the NFC East, we are about to feast on the schedule. Like every
Yeah,
team in the NFC East, the schedule is about to break. Look, this division is going to go to the Eagles, but Dallas and New York are both going to make the playoffs. That's just what it's going to be.
we'll see,
And look, the
man.
rest of the country,
We get there, man.
we have our own issues amongst our own fan bases, but the rest of the country gonna hate us because when the NFC East is good, the media can't get enough. Y'all gonna hear a lot about it, and y'all gonna be
And I'm just,
real
we're gonna
sick
talk.
of hearing
We're gonna
about it.
talk heavy. We're gonna
And
talk
then
heavy.
even Washington is going to be in the news because Dan Snyder, he's bound to do something stupid and crazy in the
Oh
next
yeah,
few months. He's bound to do it.
he's the worst of humans. Oh man, this
So
pineapple juice, man. Um, so yeah, Tampa Bay. Start your Tampa Bays. Like, you all like, do what you do out there. That's perfectly fine. Just, Brady, go home and
no,
be a family
if
man.
you
You've been telling us so.
if you have Tampa players, you're playing Evans, you're playing Godwin.
Yeah,
The ceilings aren't what they have been in the past, but the floors are
they're really
still
not.
quite high. But the ceilings are not what they've been in the past, in large part because Brady does not look like he has looked in the past.
He doesn't.
You're playing Fournette. You're playing Fournette, who has been. Look, I had my
Fournette
doubts on
has been
Fournette
really
coming into the
good, man.
year as to whether he would remain as consistent as he had been. Fournette has
He
been
is.
really good. I'm eating my words. He has been a legitimate high, I'd say tier, low end RB1, extremely
Yeah,
high end RB2, depending on where you got him.
yeah, 100.
He is
percent
produced. He is produced. So you were starting those guys. I have never. Okay, I just wanted to see if that call stood as far as points. I have never. That didn't affect me fantasy wise. That was just football curiosity. I have never been as high on the other pieces in Tampa as other people have been.
Right.
So it's not like I'm not playing Russell Gage. That's just not what I want to do. But if I can help it, I don't want to be in a position where I'm doing that. I don't remember checking Julio's injury status, but if he's playing, I'm not playing
He's
him.
not gonna play.
That's just my
No.
general feeling on it. I'm
Julio's
not
never
playing any
been
of
more
those tight
watched.
ends. So
Yeah,
yeah, so
I'm
I mean
good.
it's one of those things where everybody in Tampa, other than Fournette, has a lower ceiling than what we thought coming into the year. But you're still playing both wide receivers. You're still playing Fournette, and if you have Brady, I think streaming becomes a real option. Um, if you're in a traditional one QB league, I would probably hope that you have already got somebody on your bench that you can consider because he's not a weekly automatic play at this point. He's just not.
He's not. He's not. He is this week to me, but other than that, moving forward, you definitely got to have something in place. Upset alert,
Yeah.
next one. Upset alert, next game. Falcons at Bengals. The Falcons, bro.
What's the upset?
Mariota.
What's the upset? No, no. What's the
Oh,
upset?
yeah, the Falcons stink, but they out
No, no,
here,
no,
bro.
no, 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 no. What I'm saying
You think the
is it
Bengals
is it gonna be
aren't?
is it gonna be shocking? Is it gonna be
No,
shocking? Like
no, it's
like
not.
yes, according to the numbers, it'll be an upset, but it's not going to shock me whatsoever if Atlanta goes
It's
and
not.
wins. The Bengals they're playing better. Obviously, they've won three of
They
their
are.
last four. They're obviously playing better. That offensive line still is getting Joe beat up, and I don't like it. I
Yeah,
don't like it.
it doesn't feel
And
good
Joe
longevity wise
Mixon,
at all.
he's getting all the work you could possibly want for Joe Mixon, and it just seems like he is having to dodge people in the backfield far too often. Like, now, do I
Here's the
think
thing: I'm
Atlanta
not gonna
has a
miss
good
him.
enough
I won't
defensive
miss him
line? No.
because watching Joe Mixon play is just like Joe Mixon is last year's Najee Harris. Like he just gets all the work
It's just
and he
volume.
grinds out. It's just volume, but it's just gross. Like I can't. It's like Joe's out here looking
It's
at
not
everybody.
fun.
He's
It's
angry.
not.
It's
It's not
not
fun.
fun.
It's not fun.
It's
It's
not
not fun.
fun.
But at the end
The
of
wide
the day,
receivers are
the
getting
points look
fun.
fine.
The wide receivers are getting
T.
fun because
Higgins. T. Higgins.
Higgins is
Hopefully,
back.
it sounds like he's getting. It sounds like he's getting healthier. He's full
Yeah.
participant in practice today. That's always good to hear. We've
Yep.
been waiting for Jamar Chase to look like Jamar Chase again, and second half last week, he looked like Jamar Chase that we've been waiting on all season. That has been amongst the more players and disappointing players in all of fantasy this year. He
Yeah.
looked great last week. We'll see if they can continue that.
Right.
The Bengals guys, if you have them, you are playing them. I think that the one person I'm questioning is whether I'm playing Tyler Boyd. If Higgins is fully healthy,
I'm not.
if you got him
I'm
as a
not.
flex, he's like a mid-tier flex, but I'd rather not play him this week. But the Bengals guys are going to play him. The Atlanta guys, Mariota's an interesting one.
Mariota is
I
interesting
don't like
because
having him as a
Mariota
fantasy quarterback, but he
Mariota's
puts
going
up
to give you
points. He
a
puts up
rushing
points.
floor, but Mariota's rushing
Mm-hmm.
floor is not what I thought it would be. He's throwing the ball out there and
Exactly.
he's getting it. He's
He
out here
is.
doing what he does.
Just not to Drake London or to Kyle Pitts.
Who like this Zacchaeus dude over the last is just out
Like,
here living his best life, and when it makes
look,
and as soon as you start him, he's gonna get 1 for 8 yards, and London's gonna do
I,
his thing. Now,
I
like
don't have a single league with Drake London, and I am so damn frustrated for all of his owners. Because it was like
all
the
of it,
one thing that you thought was, if nothing else, he's going to get the amount of targets is going to make it
the kid can
impossible for
play.
him not to at least have high
The
floor.
kid can play.
He has a very low floor. He can absolutely play. He's running wind sprints.
The
He's
kid can
running
play,
wind
man.
sprints. Dude's like
This
21 years
thing.
old. This is depressing.
I'm not starting any of those running
But they're
backs
three and
because I
three.
just not.
But they're
They
three and
are.
three. Good for them. Good for
I'm
them.
not starting any of the running backs. I'm
No,
not starting. Listen, if you
I
can go out of your way to
I
not
said
start
it at
Pace,
the
You try not
No,
to, but you
Pitts
got
is
them. You got to
Pitts
play
is one
them.
of those. If you are at this point in the season and you do not have a suitable replacement, that's on you.
Yep.
You've been
Welcome to Kyle Pitts
stubborn, and
land.
that is
Crazy.
on you.
But here we are. Lions. Cow. Hold
I am
on. Is that the
so
Taysom
annoyed.
face? Is that the Taysom
No,
face?
that's a pick six face. Because I
No.
debated picking up the Cardinals defense like for a solid half hour this morning. I'm making coffee. I'm like, do I really want to drop somebody for the Cardinals defense? Because I like my defense, but my defense has
Right.
a tough matchup in this league. So I'm like, maybe I want to stream something this week. And the Cardinals, I'm like, Andy Dalton is still Andy Dalton. You know, my man Ace telling me that Taysom Hill's going to be playing quarterback by the third quarter. So I'm sitting here like, Cardinals might
Same.
work out. Nah, I didn't pick up the Cardinals because I didn't want to drop somebody else who I hope I don't even have to play this weekend. These Thursday games mess with the game, man, because they just throw off the timing of shit in ways that is really annoying. I don't want to commit on Thursday. I want to commit on Sunday.
I want to commit on Sunday morning. That'd be great. Speaking of Sunday, Lions off the bye at Dallas.
And he
Here,
missed the extra point. You bum. Missed the extra
kickers.
point. Lions,
Here,
look,
kickers.
look.
Lions at
I have
Dallas.
loved, I have loved, I've loved Jared Goff all year. Not in the preseason. I just mean the way he's produced during the season. I have
Hmm.
loved Jared Goff. This is the sort of matchup where Jared Goff's going to look really bad.
3 interceptions.
This the
It's
sort
not
of
gonna.
matchup where
Yeah.
Jared Goff is going to look really, really bad.
And here's the thing: garbage time doesn't
That
work against
defensive
this
line,
defense. This is
it
not a
doesn't
garbage
because they
time.
just
Jared Goff is
they,
like
no, they think of garbage time differently because their thoughts on garbage time is now it's time to
pad the
get our
stats.
money, get these stats, get these
Pad the stats.
sacks.
One hundred
Like
percent.
Micah wants to finish at 15 to 20 this year. I promise you, Demarcus
He
Lawrence
does.
wants double digits. They
He
see
does.
this as an opportunity. Um, so while I don't like Goff this week, I do like Amon Ra. I mean, if you have him, you're not putting him on the bench, but I do like
Of
him in
course.
particular. Um,
Swift is
just because
pushing
the
to
way that he
play.
plays and the way that
We'll.
Diggs plays,
Yeah, I agree.
we'll
Swift is
see.
pushing to
We'll
play.
see. We'll
Well,
see.
we'll see what Swift. Swift is making me nervous a little bit. I think, like, just because he has the same shoulder thing that Dalvin has. Just wear the Dalvin harness, bro. Put the Dalvin when and apparently the Dalvin harness is the thing because Dalvin looks magnificent out here as soon as he put the
Dalvin
harness
looks
on.
fine. Dalvin looks fine.
Why he wasn't wearing this thing since day one when every single year he throws his shoulder out? What do I know? But just wear the Dalvin harness. Unless there's only one harness and it's Dalvin's, just get the Dalvin harness, dog. Like I don't really understand what we're doing out here. On the Dallas
But
side,
you
now
can't
we
just
got
send him a
Dak back.
text like, "Yo, where you get
We-
this?"
Yo, let me get your harness. You
Look,
on the bye
Dak's
week?
gonna.
Let me hold your harness.
I think. I think Dak is going to like. I don't want to be, but so optimistic, given that it's his first game back after 5 games away.
Right.
But the Lions' defense, other than Okuda, none of them can cover like at
That's gonna be okay.
all. So like the offense is very very simple. It's like whoever Okuda is not covering is going to
Throw
be
him the
open.
ball. Yeah, that's
It's
basically it.
really that simple. They are so bad at. They aren't without talent. So the fact that the defense is quite as bad as it is
It look
like we
it
didn't
look
expect them to
gross.
be the Bears of the '80s, but that defense is atrocious. So I'm inclined to believe that Dallas, you're going to play everybody that you want to play. So if you have Zeke, I think he's going to have another good week this week. He actually looked pretty good in Philly last week. He,
Unbelievable.
he did. He played pretty well in Philly last
He
week.
did.
I think he's going to look. I think he's going to play pretty well this week. This is the sort of game where it would not shock me if Zeke and Pollard approach 100 yards. Like I think that there's going to be a lot of running in this game by Dallas because I don't think Detroit's going to be able to stop it. You're going to play all those guys. If you have CD, you're going to play them. I would not play anybody else. Gallup, Schultz. I'm not playing any of them right now. Don't want
No,
anything to do
don't
with
get
them.
cute.
Want them to look. Yeah, no.
Don't get cute.
But yeah,
Um,
Detroit's defense
Lord.
not good. It's very not good.
Don't want to save this one. No, let's go in order because let's do the thing. The New York Giants at Evan Ingram. and the Jacksonville
Look,
Jaguars.
I don't have anything to say about Lead
Evan
Butter. Like,
Ingram
like,
game. Like I just
you need to go full screen.
I can't
You need to go
not
full. Like,
I
go ahead.
can't
Go ahead and rock. Go
I
ahead and
can't
rock.
not, bro.
Go ahead.
I can't not, yo. I can't if I can just say one thing, if I can say anything, yo. If my words can figure out a way to reach anybody in New York playing for these wonderful 5-1, I don't know how Giants. Brian, Dave, listen, you're the right Brian. I know Bill messed you up. It don't matter. We got the right Brian. This is beautiful, man. Word to Belichick, you stink. You should have
Just
just had White Brian and
he
Black
threw
Brian.
another pick six. He threw another one.
No, he. Hold on. Let's come back. He threw another pick six.
He threw another pick six. I'm so mad about not taking the
Taysom,
Cardinals this morning. I'm so
Taysom on the
mad.
way.
I'm so mad.
The Cardinals gonna put up 39. You're gonna lose by 4, and you're gonna. My phone gonna explode with heat. My
I'm
phone's
so
gonna.
mad.
I
I'm
had to
I'm
stop the
only
flow.
mad
I
because
had to
last
stop
night
the flow.
I didn't put the claim in last night because I didn't know who to drop because there were two players I really wanted
Insane.
to take. And then I literally sat with it this morning for like half an hour. Like before I got in the shower, I was looking at it. I'm like, put in the claim. And then I was like, do
Dalton
I
out of
really
here.
want to drop this player? I was like, do I really want to drop this player? Because he's an insurance policy player. And it's Thursday. I don't know if this
Dalton
other
out of
player
here.
is playing until Sunday. I,
Dalton's
so
out of
is
here.
Jameis coming? Wait, is Jameis coming in? Because
We
Jameis
about to
is
get a
healthy.
mixture. Yeah, we're about to get a mixture of Jameis and Taysom all second half.
Why are they going for two again? The thing is, we're recording, so I'm really not paying attention to the game. Oh yeah, they keep getting pick sixes. I'm like, how do they got 28? Where did these points come from? But then it's like,
Two
oh
pick sixes.
yeah, the defense
Two pick
has two
sixes.
pick
Back
sixes.
to back.
Like
Back to
this
back.
is
I can't express how much I can't handle losing to Evan Ingram this weekend. I don't know why. I just can't do it, yo. If there's
but
one,
the Jaguars are legit. Jaguars
they
team is
are
legitimate
legit,
though. They
bro.
are
I
legitimate.
can't do it.
Like not
I
like good,
can't,
but they are
bro.
competitive.
I don't care. It don't care, bro. I don't care. I can't do it. Like, yo, man, I'm finally get to be free down here. You know, I get to be
He's
out
playing
here.
okay.
I mean,
He's
and
playing okay.
I don't care what he's doing. It doesn't. I don't care what he's doing. What he
You told
does
me he
makes
was a
no.
bum. He's playing all right.
I don't care.
Oh,
He's
it
a
was a
bum.
one-handed pick too.
He
One-handed pick
stinks.
too. Golly. Okay.
Evan Ingram has two hands and they both suck. So I just need I need Daniel Jones is going to be Daniel Jones. If you have like he's going to have
Yes.
Daniel Jones has a rushing floor to where he is not
Mm-hmm.
going to break your lineup, which is shocking,
He's
but
been
it's
he's
fine.
been he's been surprisingly competent. Like I'm not
It's
saying good, but he has been
No, he's
surprisingly
been
competent.
competent. He hasn't lost us any games this year. He hasn't
No,
lost. He
he
hasn't been the
absolutely
reason why we've done anything.
no.
Obviously, if you're starting Saquon because he's that guy. Um, the Wandale thing. Wandale came back last week. They immediately want to get Wandale the ball. They see that he's got no injury designation, full
So
practices.
so what is
The
he?
Wandale
So what
package is
is
going
he?
to open up.
No,
Wandale
but what is he?
is
Like is he speculative for right now where you want to get him on your bench if you have him
no. He
available,
should
or
be.
is he you're putting him in your lineup? Like he should be picked up in leagues. I obviously agree with that. Like
Yeah.
where he's available, you
If
should
you're in a
absolutely pick him
10
up.
team
But if you
league, you
have him,
probably have.
like you probably
Here's the
have better
thing.
options.
I'm playing Wandale. If I have Wandale or DJ Moore, I'm starting Wandale Robinson over DJ Moore.
Absolutely, yes.
I'm starting Wandale over
Absolutely.
both Kansas City Chiefs wide receivers because I legitimately think they have a package for Wandale where they
The
want to
Ju-
get
the
him.
Juju thing, the Juju thing last week was interesting. He at least
It
looked a little
was
hungrier. Um, I still trust
right.
Juju more than I do MVS. So, but yeah, I'm not sure
MVS.
that I'm there with you on Wandale over Juju. Like I can't quite rock with you there, but I at least see the thought. I at least see the
Yeah,
thought and the upside of it.
there is a legit package that they have for Wandale that they haven't unveiled, and the healthier he gets, he's just gonna be. It's him and it's Saquon. That's going to be the offense. That's what they want. Tony is starting to get healthier. I don't. There's rumblings about Tony leaving, but everything coming out of New York says that nobody says anything negative about Kadarius. They want him to come back and play. The offense gets interesting when he gets here, but as of right now, Wandale legit. On the other side, I think this is a game where Etienne is starting to look wonderful. He's starting to like
He
that's his
is.
job now. That's his job.
It appears
And
so. Yeah, it
and the
absolutely appears
Giants
that way.
are a defense where a fast running back, a quick one, someone who's good out the backfield, they are very susceptible to that. I think ETN is a top 10 guy this week. Just for what they'll do. It's the Giants defense isn't fast. They don't have fast linebackers. They're not going to run guys down. ETN is going to look wonderful. I think the Giants still compete in this game. I just don't think that the talent gap is that far to where
I mean, I agree with you,
five
but
and
there's
one
something to
versus
be
2 and
said.
4. I get it, but
Yeah, there's something to be said for coaching and effort because the Giants play super hard, but
they do.
the Giants are at a point where I feel comfortable saying they should win this game, but it's the exact type of game that
No,
they can absolutely lose to because, as you said, the talent there isn't a large talent gap, if a talent gap whatsoever.
right.
Um, there's one person on Jacksonville we did not discuss.
Christian Kirk is
Christian
what we're
Kirk.
going over
Where
there.
are we? Where are we? Like at this point,
Kirk, I
where
think
are we with Christian Kirk?
we have a really good Christian Kirk game this week because we don't have great corners. We got guys who are in position, but Kirk is going to get open, and I think Kirk's going to get the ball. I think we see Kirk's targets get to a nice point. I think we start to see moving forward Christian Kirk being that legit number 2 wide receiver with a very good
That he was,
floor with the big upside
that he
there.
was
I
early in
think
the
moving
season.
forward we do.
Like,
Because that's how they were scoring and that's how they were competing in these games, making sure he got his targets. And I think they started to see that
I
too
mean,
late last week,
he's.
but it's still there.
I was gonna say he's gotten some. He got some targets last week. It was
Yep.
not necessarily the best quality of targets in terms of when those balls were coming. So we'll see how it goes. But obviously, you didn't necessarily think he was going to maintain the pace that he had early. But I thought that high floor was one of the biggest appeals for him. And the
Hmm.
past few weeks feels like that floor is a little lower than I was expecting. So that's a touch disappointing. But if you have them, I can't imagine a scenario where you're not playing them this week. But
No, no. His
I'm
floor
big.
is going to
Like
get
he's
back to where it's going to be, I think. Just because, it's all gonna run out. They're not gonna keep throwing the ball to Marvin Jones, bro. Like that's not what we're doing out here. Um, Packers
they
and
shouldn't.
Commanders. This game's gross, man. Like,
I don't want to
I
watch any of
guess
this.
I'm not
I
watching
don't
any
want to watch
Packers
any of it.
Commanders. If you have Rogers, you're starting him. Lazard, I think
Uh,
Lazard has looked
uh,
great
uh,
moving
uh,
forward.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Look at the
whoa,
QBs on
whoa,
buys.
whoa,
Look at the bye
whoa,
week QBs.
whoa, 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 whoa,
You got
whoa.
Josh Allen on buy. You have Stafford on buy. You have um, Kirk Cousins on buy. Like you've got legit guys on buy to where Rogers might be. Is this someone you're gonna have to start this
Might,
week?
might be, but you said it as though it was an automatic. Like Aaron Rod, he
Because the guy's on
hasn't in
buy.
standard. No, standard scoring. He hasn't scored 17 points all season in fantasy. Standard scoring. He has not scored 17 points all season in fantasy. That's
Right,
about what we
but
would traditionally think.
y-
He's
you're starting
basically
golf over
Ryan
him.
Tannehill.
Are you starting golf over him? Right. That Dallas
Maybe
defense is real. Nah, not
it
against
is. It
Dallas.
is still maybe only
You just
because it's the
said
Commanders and they suck. Only because it's the Commanders and they suck, and
that's
Rodgers
what
is
I'm
probably going to
saying.
be all right. But
That's what
I
I'm
just don't
saying.
like. I don't feel like we need to be just giving Aaron Rodgers a grandfather pass
He
into just
gets it
saying,
this
"Oh,
week.
you're playing him like it's automatic." Like, no, 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 no. It's not. If you don't
It's
have a bye
automatic
week
this week.
issue and you don't have a quarterback that you're at least thinking about, hey, am I starting him or Aaron Rodgers? Alan
Yeah,
Lazard has been wonderful
but if you
as somebody
drafted
with
Aaron
plenty of out.
Rodgers, that's your guy. You're not starting Russ over him. Like that's what I'm saying. Like this is week
We're in week
6.
6. This is week 7. Like we've had 6 full game weeks. If what you did in the
These bye
draft
weeks,
is
man.
still coloring what you were doing, if that is
These
still
bye
the
weeks,
basis of what
man.
you were doing, is well, I drafted him in the 4th round. If you were still doing that after 6 full
You
weeks,
still,
you deserve whatever
right?
comes. You deserve whatever
100%.
comes because
They still deserve it.
you are starting Najee with no doubts week after week, and I couldn't think. I think that would be a terrible idea, quite honestly. If you aren't at least questioning whether to put Najee on your bench, I think that is a terrible idea. You're more than likely going to still play him because he does still have the upside, but you get my point. Aaron Rodgers ain't looking like Aaron Rodgers,
He's
in
not.
large part because he doesn't have a monster. Like, look at Pat Mahomes, who looks great, but something seems just a bit off. You look at Aaron Rodgers, and it's like, yes, the person who is catching the ball does in fact matter too.
It does.
I'm looking at
It
you,
does.
Jerry. I'm looking at Jerry Jones. I'm looking at you, sir. The people
Okay,
catching
ain't
the
worried
ball
about
do
your
in
ass.
fact matter. They
Jerry
do
on
in
his
fact.
3rd yacht. Ain't not worrying
Man,
about none of this
man,
shit.
look. All I know, I remember it was 2, 3 years ago. Dak trying to get his money, and Jerry gave some sort of it was either an interview or the radio, whatever, where he
Oh,
said
something
something
about
to the
paying
effect
poor and
of,
shit.
like, it's a large pie and you got to cut a lot of slices, and not everybody can have a big slice of the pie, and blah, 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 blah. And then finding out the next day that he did this interview while on a $250 million yacht.
Quarter
I'm supposed to take
billion.
less while you are on a $250 million yacht? That is just your boat,
Billion.
homie. That ain't your house. That is not quarter bill. They told me the joint had 3 helipads, and I'm like,
It
what kind
did.
of parties you having where 3 separate helicopters are showing
Come
up,
on,
homie?
bro. He's a
Where
rich dude in
helicopters got to
Texas.
land on the water,
Yeah.
while
Nah,
like where they got to land on the water, like on
yeah,
some
he's
real
out here.
stuff. Like, what you
He's
doing,
living
homie?
that Bruce
And you
Wayne
gonna
life. He's
tell
Bruce Wayne. He's living that Bruce Wayne
and
life.
you telling people, but you can't talk about other people taking less when you want a $250 million yacht,
Of
homie.
course
You
you
just
can.
can't do it.
Because who gonna say something
You
to him?
just can't do it.
Who gonna say something to him? Nobody. They just gonna say, "All right, Jerry," and then print it, and that's it. Nobody gonna say nothing to him.
Hey,
So,
look. The league meetings this year between Irsay and Snyder, whatever is going on there, that seems personal. That seems strangely like they've had beef for 20 years, and
I
Irsay
just
just
want to show
finally
up.
had an excuse.
I just
But
want to be
the
somebody's proxy.
reports that the reports that Jerry looked Bob Kraft in the eye and told him, "Don't
Don't fuck with
fuck
me.
with me." 3 days after this man got married, this man just got remarried after his wonderful long-term wife died some years ago.
Yes.
We all know the
Yep.
story. She was a very
Yep.
loved woman. I'm sure she was
Right.
lovely. Man got married 3 days ago. He's feeling good, man. He got him a new tenderoni. He's feeling good. He's trying to enjoy them last years.
Don't
And
fuck
then
with
he
me.
comes to a little business meeting, and one of his, in their circles, one of his colleagues, is just like, nah, I feel this, blah, blah, blah. The boss don't need to get paid all that, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, hey, Jerry, chill out, man. It's beautiful. Life's beautiful. We all rich. We all good. We make money. And Jerry looked at him in the eye and said, don't fuck with me, homie. Like, like, damn.
I don't give a shit about what none of them
Hold
billionaire
on.
ass white
Imagine,
dudes
no,
do,
no.
bro.
But imagine an 80-year-old Jerry who can't fight, and if he could fight, he can't fight anymore. But he
Jerry
knows
got the
that you ain't
blicky
gonna
on him
do
though.
nothing.
Jerry
But
100% got the blicky. Jerry 100% got the yapper on him. 100% Jerry got the yapper. 100. I've never been more sure of anything than Jerry got the swamming on him at all times, just waiting for anything, bro. That blicky ready to hum at anybody who say something. He ready to risk it all. What he gonna do? He gonna let that yapper sing at somebody, dog.
yes, he is.
100%.
Yes, he is. No, we just went on this
100%.
giant tangent. I just find it interesting that these old men all want to fight each other. Like, y'all are billionaires and y'all are still angry. I like to
Yeah,
think that if I had billions of dollars, life would be beautiful. I'd like to think that. I know
it
that
will be.
money doesn't
It will
buy
be.
happiness, blah, blah, blah. Money doesn't buy happiness. I can do all the things that make me very happy all the time.
Listen, if I was a billionaire, we doing this podcast on the back of two giraffes. So as far as as far as the commander, Commanders Brown, no man, Heineke here. Um, good
I'm
luck,
not
yo.
honestly. I'm not starting it. I don't feel good starting anybody this week.
Any of them, yo. Any of them. Shout out to Brian
Terry
Robinson, man.
McLaurin,
It's good to see you,
Terry,
man.
absolutely, that was beautiful to
It's good to
see.
see you
And
out
I
here,
do
man.
think that in a few weeks he may be a viable
I think he'll be
flex
okay.
RB2 type. I don't think he's there yet. I actually think that they probably should give Gibson the ball some more. Like Gibson was actually good this year. I know that Robinson is now healthy, but that doesn't mean that you just got to dump Gibson out. Like he was actually quite productive. The offense did
Right.
in fact look better when he was getting more of the ball. Maybe he
Agreed.
should still get some, but whatever.
Maybe he should get the rock. Um,
Terry
Colts.
McLaurin, I'm not playing either. I'm
No, I'm
not
not
playing
playing any of
McLaurin
them.
either.
I don't want to play any
I
of them.
don't.
I'm good.
Nope. Nope.
I'm not giving the commendatories anymore in my life. Colts at Titans is fun, man. Jonathan Taylor full practices. He's back, so we got him. Matt Ryan is second in the league in passing yards.
That's because they're
Fascinating.
always down because they suck. Because
Eh,
they suck. But he
you know
looked
what?
good last week. Matt
You
Ryan
doing
looked good last week. Matt
Matt
Ryan looked
Ryan,
good last week.
or Aaron Rodgers this week?
Where's this game?
This is at Tennessee.
Actually, I'm still going Rodgers just because the Commodores are
Okay.
terrible. And yeah, I think that Tennessee want to be competitive. Look, the AFC South is up for grabs. Houston
It
isn't
is.
even out of it yet. I mean,
They're
Houston's terrible. They're
not.
not going to win the division, but they're not out of it. Like the AFC South is up for grabs. These division games are going to be spicy. They're going to be mean.
Yep.
This is the type of game where I think Matt Ryan will do one of two things. I think he will have another fantastic game like he did last week, or I think he's going to go full pumpkin mode and throw four interceptions and
He's
finish
gonna
with
look
the 82
stupid.
yards.
Yeah.
Like, and just look
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
So, and I don't
Titans.
feel strongly about either one.
No, I don't either. Him or Tannehill if we're going to quarterbacks. As far as Pittman, you're gonna play Pittman. Pittman looked really good last week. They're gonna start peppering him with targets. Jonathan Taylor back fully. Am I the only one who thinks that Naheem Hines' job should be Deion Jackson's job?
I absolutely believe it should. Whether I believe it
Deion
will
looked
be,
amazing last week.
Dion looked like, is he going to eat into Taylor's touches? That's how good he
Yeah,
looked. I don't
Deion
think it's
looked
going to
amazing.
happen.
No, it's
But
not.
quite honestly, I don't. He looked better in Hines' in Naeem's role than Naeem looks in his role.
One
So
hundred percent.
I would go with my eye test and I would give him the rock. But
Right.
office dynamics exist in sports
It
too,
all
and
matters.
Naeem is a leader in that locker room. He's not going to just not get touches. I do think that Jackson will begin to eat into those touches. He
I
was
agree.
just so efficient in the passing game. He was so efficient in
He
the
really
passing game in
was, man.
terms of um.
He really
So I
was.
mean, if it's up to me, I'm the coach. He's taking that. Like if this is Madden, where all the people stuff does not matter, you're moving him down the depth chart and moving Jackson up right now. But the people things do matter. So I think he's going to eat into Naeem stuff a little bit and potentially sneak a few carries from Taylor. Like it could come to a point where he's sneaking 4 or 5 carries a game because he looked good. Though the
Yeah.
efficiency really was reserved more for the passing game and the run game. So if
Right.
I have Taylor, I'm not really worried about it. But he
At
looked
all.
good in a very, very legitimate way. So I don't imagine, like, I don't know that I want to play him this week. I might want to see how it looks, what the roles look like. But give him the bye weeks. If you want to throw him in a flex, I feel fine about it. If we know that if there is some suggestion that he is in the plans, if they're just like, nope, Taylor and Naeem behinds are back, so we're just going to roll with that, then I don't want to play him. But to this point, we don't know those things. So what I do know is he looked amazing last week. Looked
He did.
absolutely amazing.
He did. Titan side is simple. You're playing Derrick Henry because he's back. Tannehill, I think, will be fine, and I'm not paying it. Woods has been okay. the last couple of
I don't
weeks,
want to
but I'm
play
not
him.
playing any
I
of
don't
them.
want to play
I'm
him.
not playing any pass catchers in Tennessee. Um, Texans at Raiders. We have the Raiders coming off the bye. Devontae Adams out here throwing hands. He's ready to start. I you're playing Adams. Obviously, I think Derek Carr will be fine. Josh Jacobs looks wonderful. This gets me into fantasy MVP talk. Since a quick little tangent, because I had two guys in mind. One of them, Josh Jacobs, man, because Josh
You
Jacobs
said it. You
looks,
said it. We talked about it, and you said it. And I didn't
yeah,
fully believe you, but he has looked amazing to the
he
point that
has.
I have traded for him in 2 leagues in the last 2.5, 3 weeks.
Yes, Josh
He's looked
Jacobs looks
amazing.
wonderful. Now the MO on Josh Jacobs is that as the season goes on, he starts to wear down a little bit in that, but the usage is wonderful that you're looking at, and I don't think that usage changes because that usage is what's going to open up for Devontae,
He's
what's going to
he's
open
not
up
going to remain
Waller a
this
little bit
efficient.
more.
He's
He's
definitely
not.
not going to remain this
He's
efficient.
not.
It's just
But
not going to happen.
it's
That
legit.
doesn't mean he can't be
Um,
a very legitimate running back one sort of guy. But when you drafted him as a running back two, if not running back three, or
you did.
flex option,
You
and
did.
now you're getting running back one production from a value standpoint. If you drafted
That's
him and
league
you
winning,
rode through
bro.
those first couple weeks, because those first couple weeks he didn't look bad. It just the passing game volume wasn't there, which is the big thing. He's getting a large share of passes again now. And you add that to the amount of carries because he really is the guy there. He's the one guy that's going to carry the ball. He looks like a top 8 to 10 running back the rest of the season, in
He
my
does.
opinion.
He does. Other side of the Hunter Renfro didn't practice today. Keep an eye out on that. Waller didn't practice. Keep an eye out there. Other side of the ball, Damian.
If Renfro does not play, Hollins is an interesting look if you're desperate. If
Yeah,
Renfro doesn't play, I'm talking about
yeah,
bye weeks. If you're desperate in a flex
I
spot,
guess
he's
so.
interesting at least. We've seen
I
him be
guess so.
productive this year. We've seen
We
him be
have.
productive.
Texans on the other side. Damian Pierce. This is his job. He came in. He took it, and Burkhead is just here to spell
You're
him
not
now.
taking you're not taking him out of the lineup the rest of the season.
Here's my
If
thing
he's
with
healthy, you're going
Cooks.
to play him.
Here's my thing now. I think now Brandon Cooks is going to start turning into the Brandon Cooks that you drafted. Moving forward, the schedule's a little better. If you look at his target share, it's there. His like, I think much better days ahead for Brandon Cooks starting this week. Um, Davis Mills or Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, all right.
Like
Um,
I'm not so down on Rodgers that I'm just going to take a bum over him. My whole point is it shouldn't just be
I wish I
automatic
was
that you're
right on
starting.
Davis,
That's all I'm
man.
saying.
Davis Mills, man. I appreciate it. Um, Jets at Broncos,
He's still
man.
one of the. He still might be the best quarterback from that weak ass draft.
He really might be. Jets at Broncos, man. The 4-2 Jets at the Broncos.
Brees Hall is real. That's
Yeah,
Brees Hall
yeah,
is real.
yeah. He's that guy. Brees is that dude. Brees is that
Mm-hmm.
dude. I think Zach's gonna be. This. I don't think this is the Zach Wilson game because that Broncos defense is very, very,
Is
very good.
if Russ and that offense were even decent, they're undefeated right now. That Broncos
Yeah,
defense is elite. It is an elite defense, and
it really
it's
is.
going under the radar because that offense is so bad and they can't score the requisite amount of points to get these
Yep,
Ws. That's not on this defense, though.
yep.
Patrick
I don't feel
Surtain, shout
good.
out to him. He's top three right
Yeah,
now.
man.
Top three right
Yeah,
now.
right now.
Top three
I don't
right
feel
now.
good about any Jet except for Brees. I don't feel good about
Yeah.
any Bronco, period. Except Sutton is
So
going to get because of his
Sutton, I
target share.
feel
Other than
Sutton,
that,
where's Russ at with all these injuries? Because if
look,
Russ, look, as much as we think Russ is disappointing, I don't want to see what's behind Russ.
the Brett
That
Rippin
doesn't
game is
seem
coming.
ideal.
Brett Rippin. I was like, is he?
You gotta be kidding me, dude. Like you can't be serious, man. You
um,
absolutely can't be
let's
serious.
not look out with
You
that, man.
can't
That
be
backfield sucks.
serious.
All of it's gross. Chiefs.
The backfield
The
is
main,
disgusting.
yeah, the main game of the day looks like Chiefs at 49ers. Chiefs at 49ers. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be
You're
fun.
starting Pat. Obviously, you're starting Pat.
Yep. Starting
The
Pat,
Clyde
starting
Edwards
Kelsey.
Helaire thing. I don't know that
Yeah,
I
he
feel
fell off
good
the
about
cliff.
starting Clyde right now. It was bound to happen. Like we knew it was gonna happen at some point. We just didn't know how steep it would be because it looked like he was getting a decent amount of usage. But if you have him, most likely you're playing him. But I wouldn't feel great about it.
Yeah,
Juju, I feel better about Juju than you do.
I
So
do.
if you in a flex type of situation, wide receiver three type of situation, I got no problem with Juju either.
I think that's fair. I think that's fine. I sure that's fine. 49er side. I don't think you're starting Jimmy G. He's gonna get like he hasn't been great. He's been fine managing the games, but fantasy wise, if you have to, of course that's fine. But I would go out of my way not to start him. Debo, obviously you're starting. Jeff
Hold on, hold
Wilson.
on, hold on. Taysom damn near just threw a touchdown pass, but he got tackled at inside the 10. It really looked like a 50-yard touchdown pass was coming.
Y'all don't be believing me, man. Y'all don't be believing me when I say Taysom on this
Man,
day, yo. I tell y'all, dog. I don't want to. I don't. It's a burden being
no,
right.
it's not that
Um,
Taysom is cooking. It's the fact that it was on a pass. It's the fact that it's on a pass. Like, then
he
it's
threw a
sound like
touchdown pass
I
2 weeks
might could
ago.
get away with
He threw,
this. I might could get away.
he threw
No, no, no. Yeah, but that's like in the red zone. Like this was from the 50. This is
right now
between
they're
the
inside the 10.
20s.
Here comes Taysom again. I bet Taysom stay on the field. I bet.
No, no, no. Dalton was in. Dalton was in. Dalton was
No,
in.
that's
I'm
no, that's
sorry. Get
fine.
back to the next.
They about to
So
get down to the
San Fran,
three. Taysom season. Let's just go ahead and make it happen. San
right?
Fran, you're starting
San
Debo.
Fran. You're starting Debo. You're probably
You're starting
starting
IU.
Kittle because it's unlike. It's probably. Uh, Depending on where you have him in your roster, but yeah, unless if you're in a
Yeah,
more shallow league, if you're in
I
a
don't mind
decent
IU.
sized league, chances are you. I don't mind him at all. I actually think he is. He's looked a lot more. He's looked consistently decent with Garoppolo. Um, Kittle, you're not going to get what you thought you were getting, but you're still starting him.
Agreed.
You know,
Agreed. Um, Seahawks at Chargers, man. Like, what is wrong with Justin Herbert? No, he needs Keenan Allen. I just answered the question in my head. That offense misses Keenan
well,
Allen.
that offense. Like, look, I was watching the game Monday night, and I happened to have Keenan Allen in the league, and I grabbed Josh Palmer off waivers to plug in for Keenan Allen once it seemed apparent he wasn't going to play.
Okay.
And Josh Palmer produced more than I thought he could, in large part because nobody else can even get halfway open. Like the lack of separation with the wide receivers was the thing
Yeah.
that really got me. Everything was contested, which is hey, that's good for Austin Eckler because it was very clear after a while. Herbert's like, at least I know you were there and you are not being
Right.
harassed by somebody, and we can get some
That's all that
positive
is.
yards out of this. So I do like it for him, but overall, Justin Herbert misses Keenan Allen. There's also the fact that we saw this man barely be able to walk like 3 weeks back, and we just forgot about it and assumed that he is good. Nah, that shit
Right.
still hurts me. I
Agreed.
promise you that shit still hurts. I promise you he's still wearing a flat jacket. So we'll see. I mean, I don't feel bad about the Chargers at all.
No,
If
I
you
don't
have
either.
Keenan
Not at all.
Allen and he plays, you're playing him.
You got to
Austin
play him.
Eckler, look, off the
It's
bone
unbelievable.
becoming a
He's
fantasy
so
god
good.
is just one of those things where it's just like,
He's
I'm just
so
so
good,
worried
man.
about him. But like on Monday night, he ain't going to blue tent
He's
once.
so good, man. Like
He
he's just so
is.
good at football, bro. And we knew it. He just his hamstring fell off the bone. It matters, but
Okay, how does that guy go undrafted?
he's unbelievable, man.
How did
Um,
that guy go undrafted? Like all the money y'all spending on scouts and going everywhere,
right,
like how does that happen? How
right.
does that happen?
Also, no Keenan. Thought about a Mike Williams, but I don't care. I traded Mike Williams. I can't do it anymore. Nobody
I've told
appreciates
you
you
for
more than me,
years.
Mike.
I've told you for
Shit doesn't make any
years the
sense.
Mike
Why
Williams
pay him?
thing just isn't
Why
for
pay him
me.
then? What'd you pay him
It just
for?
isn't for me.
Shit
It
doesn't
just
make any
isn't for
sense.
me. It's not that he is
Um,
a bad player. He's very good. It just
no,
isn't for me.
shit goofy. Seattle side.
It is.
Gino, what up, man? Like Gino's been playing well. Kenneth Walker's very good. Kenneth Walker's
He
very good
is.
at football.
If you got him off
Um,
waivers last week, you just made a huge, huge play at trying to improve your team. If you've
uh,
had him on your bench this whole time, bravo to you. You could also be an idiot like me who lets him go after 2 weeks because, I don't know if he's going to get the
the game is
role.
stupid.
Rashad
The
Penny
game is
looks
dumb, bro.
so good.
The game
Blah,
doesn't love
blah,
us.
blah, blah. Rashad Penny gets hurt.
Caleb
Whoever I
Walker looks
dropped him
wonderful.
for is no longer even on my roster. I hate this game. The pain
It's dumb.
within the game, because this wasn't even like a loss, but it feels like a loss.
It does.
What are you gonna do?
DK's that dude. Lockett is hit or miss. Lockett is just tiny Mike Williams. So
That's
there you
exactly
go.
it. That's exactly it.
B- Monday night. Oh no, excuse me. Sunday night. Steelers at the. Now I'm not gonna give this game a lot because um I don't want to start any Steelers, but I guess you have. Deontay's fine. Claypool had a
Deontay's
breakout
fine.
last week. I don't trust anything
I
about
still don't want to
Claypool
play
doing
him.
it
Yeah,
again.
I
I'm
don't
cool
trust
on
him. No.
Claypool. Najee, if you have him, you got to plug him in. That's fine. Tua is playing in this game. I think it's gross. So, but he's
I
been
don't
medically cleared.
look. I hope he makes it through this game unscathed. Like truly, 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 I hope he makes it through this game, and they give him the absolute greatest protection ever.
Got to be
I am
wonderful.
scared to watch him take a hard hit. I am
I'm not watching.
legitimately fearful of
I'm
it.
not watching one snap.
Um,
I can't do
I,
it because I love Tua. I'm a Bama guy. Love him, man. Love Tua. I just don't. I don't think he should have stepped back on the football field. But I'm glad he's all right. Hopefully he's
I don't think
okay.
he should be stepping back on one ever, but that's not
No,
my sort of call to make.
that's
It's his life to live.
right.
Returning within the same month just seems
Insane,
insane to
insane,
me.
insane.
And
Um,
then him coming
but
out and saying that he lost
he was
consciousness,
unconscious.
that
Yeah,
there are things that he doesn't remember, but he remembers being on the gurney and he remembers the trip to the hospital. And it's just like, dude,
cool, bro. Now
take
let's go
care
play
of
football
yourself.
again. No,
That contract guaranteed, baby. That contract was guaranteed fully,
that's it.
fully.
Obviously, obviously you're
Just
playing Waddle. You're playing Tyreek. Tyreek
man,
is
on pace to break the yardage record. Like,
Tyreek is
dude,
unbelievable. Tyreek is
he
insane.
is
But
on
we said
pace
it.
to
It's
break the
volume. It's
yardage
just
record.
I'm getting you the ball, bro. And Waddle still is very, very good. Like Waddle's getting. Those two guys are
Are
awesome.
you playing Mostert? Because
Um,
I think I feel comfortable playing Mostert now.
I think most of it's
I think
fine.
I feel comfortable
The
playing.
Chase
Like,
Edmonds
I don't feel
thing is
great about it, but
insane. It's wild that they paid Chase and then just not doing it. But most of it's talented, man. Um, and then we got another
we all
primetime
know.
Bears game to end it all off. Bears at my fantasy MVP is Ramondre Stevenson. I just think wherever you got Ramondre, he's fantasy MVP, man. Ramondre's out here cooking,
I think that
baby.
is because he was one of your calls in the preseason. Like, he
Right,
is out here
but
cooking. Like, don't get me wrong. He is out here playing
right.
extremely
I'm
well,
not
and I think
saying
he is
he's
a
the
very
best
good.
dude in fantasy, but
No, 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 no.
who are you
Because
able to get for the cost of Ramondre Stevenson, who is going to be a
ADP
high end?
wise, ADP wise, ADP wise, he was pretty similar to Josh Jacobs, and we just talked about Josh Jacobs.
Was he?
We literally just talked about Josh Jacobs.
Well,
Yeah, Josh Jacobs was
was
going a
he
lot
really?
lower than you remember. Josh Jacobs was really going a lot lower than you remember. Yeah,
Jacobs was
yeah.
probably going what
Now look,
RB
I'm
16,
not.
17?
I'd have to pull it back up, and he was going a lot lower than you remember. I will say this: look,
Was Jacobs
fantasy
going that
MVP.
low?
I hear. Look. I hear what you were saying, and I will not knock it. This hurts me to say.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts has been incredible this year,
Right,
and
but
he
he
was
was in
going
the
in
top
the
5 to 6
quarterback.
QBs though. You know what
In
I'm saying?
most traditional draft settings, he was going in the sixth to seventh round range. He's been an incredible value. He's giving
Josh
you
Jacobs
like
was
look,
going at
he's
RB
giving you
22. Wow.
you see it, you see it, you see it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm
Wow,
not even saying that Josh Jacobs is. I
Ramondre's going
wanted to
RB
shout out Hurts.
36, but still,
Fair
like
enough.
Ramondre's not.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair. Look, I'm not trying to. And
Yeah, but like
look, and
RB 22 to like where's Jacobs? He's like RB 4 or 5 on a year, like or like 6 on a year, something right now, something crazy.
per in points per game basis, he is, I want to say, fourth, but he's like sixth or seventh in total points because he's already had his bye week.
That
Um,
matters, bro.
look, as far as MVP, it's one of those things where it's like, if at the end of the second round or second round equivalent in terms of dollars spent in the draft, you get, like, say you got Tyreek at pick 18 to 20,
Yeah,
he has been ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to discount how valuable something like that is.
it
I don't
matters.
want it to just be like it matters. Like, because say for instance, I participate in a league where we switched over to a snake draft, and I'm very not happy about it. The snakes are trash. Are trash.
So stupid.
That being said, Nick Chubb went early in round 3. That's ridiculous
And
value.
he's RB1.
That's ridiculous value in a
Yeah,
league where scoring is very quarterback inflated.
yeah.
He came out of two of his first 3 picks were Jalen Hurts and Nick Chubb, and that neither of them were his first round pick. Like, that is value. Like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I mean, but my personal fantasy MVP. We talked about his ceiling before the year, and it's like, hey, we're hearing things. Is he healthy? The first time we did rankings, I was like, I don't know where to put him, so I'm gonna put him in a category all by himself because I really don't know what tier to put him in. And then we got
Saquon.
further in the summer, and I was like, nah, he's coming up towards the top. And by the time it was draft time, I was like, he might be top 5. Saquon Barkley is back, and
Saquon.
wherever you got
Saquon,
him at a
man.
discount because he is giving you what you thought you were going to get from Jonathan Taylor first overall, what you thought you were going to get from Christian McCaffrey at number 2 or number 3 or whatever. Saquon is giving you top of the board production consistently, week after week,
And
getting
he's getting in the
incredible
end
touches.
zone, bro. And he's getting in the end zone too, on top of
Where
everything.
look,
Like it
at this
all
point,
matters.
if you had to choose who you think is going to be RB1 at the end of the season, I really think it either is
I choose
Saquon or
Saquon.
Nick Chubb. I like Saquon because the passing game works.
I
So
choose
if
Saquon.
I'm looking
Yeah.
at a guy that I got in the third round or that I bought in an auction or salary cap for 30, $35, but I'm getting the production of somebody who should have gone for 60 to 65 or gone 20, 25 picks sooner, if that's not most valuable,
That's
because if
fair.
you did it right, you got
Ooh, Saquon.
Saquon and you also have a legitimate wide receiver one and
Right.
quarterback one, or you have another top of the line running back and you just have a
Right.
ridiculous running back stack. Like, I got a league where I got Saquon fairly cheap by auction standards, and I'm running Saquon with McCaffrey. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm 6-0. Fuck with me. Yeah,
Ooh.
like it's been ridiculous. Like Saquon, I was just like, hey, if he's a good running back too, I'm in good shape. Nah, it hasn't been that. From a value standpoint, Saquon and where you got him, if you did your other work properly, there is very little chance that your team isn't
There's very
very,
little.
very good.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
So
Um.
I'll take Saquon. Shout out to Brees Hall though. Like, shout out to Brees Hall because
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
the end of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
season,
Brees
he
is that
might just
guy.
be the guy. He might just be the
Brees
guy
is
by
that
the end of
guy.
the season. But
Brees is wonderful.
midway, give me Saquon. New York football
Yeah.
is back.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Bears,
whole state.
Patriots,
Giants, Jets, Bills.
Buffalo.
I
We out
hate your
here, man.
happiness.
We out
It's
here, man.
out here.
5-1. I don't know how. I'm not starting any Bears and Patriots. I'll start Ramondre and
Ramondre. I might start Jacoby. I
yeah,
might,
that's fine.
depending on what my bye weeks look like. I might start Jacoby.
That should be Zappy's job.
One
It
player,
might be.
one player that it should be. It sounds no. There was a report earlier that Mac's gonna expect to start on Monday.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
so we'll see. There is one thing, you're not playing him. I keep looking at Devontae Parker like that might be somebody that's interesting just to have stashed on the bench for bye weeks.
Yeah.
The issue with him is you don't know what week to play him because he's He's gonna have his boom bust
He's
weeks, and
gonna
you don't know
have
which week he's
like a
playing.
6 for 130 and 2 touchdown week, but who knows when?
And follow it up with one catch for 6 yards, and you don't know which is which. So
Pain is coming for us all.
God
That's
bless
it,
you if you
man.
tried, but I think he's an interesting one. I
Listen,
think he's an interesting one.
hopefully y'all can ride out this monster Buffalo Rams Vikings bye week and just put them all back together and go. Listen, you got out the way early, man. Josh is back for the rest of the year when it's over.
Get it out the way.
You'll have
Get it out
Cook
the way.
back, you'll have Diggs, you'll have Jefferson back. They'll all be back. Don't worry about it. Don't throw yourself off the deep end. It's gonna be okay. Um, unless you got to start Justin Fields against Bill Belichick on Monday night. Good luck with that. Other than
God
that, man,
bless.
enjoy the rest of this game. Shout
Look,
out to
look.
my man Taysom
If the
Hill. What
Bears,
up?
if the Bears are smart, don't throw it. Don't throw it once. Don't throw
Just
it.
run that. Yeah, yeah.
Just run the
Don't throw it.
ball.
Don't throw it.
Just run
Just
the
figure it
ball.
out. Go high school
Plug
Justin
out, plug
Fields and
in.
let him run the ball. That's it. Just figure out your life. Because if you throw the ball, you're getting smoked. You're gonna get smoked anyway. Because I think the Patriots are low key good, but that's it.
They are. They are. They're good.
They
Not
are.
great,
They're
but they're
looking
good.
good.
They're good.
They're
They're
looking
well
good.
coached. It
Shout out to
it's
the
shocking.
Giants, man. 6-1 on the deck. If we go 6-1, I'll start to believe we can make the playoffs. 5-1, I still don't believe yet because I watch every single down of this team. I'm just like, I don't know how we doing it. 6-1, I got to start believing, man. I
Fair
need to look
enough.
up, has a team ever gone 5-1 and not make the playoffs? I'm sure it's happened. I just need to know.
Yes, the Washington artist formerly known as racist nickname, and it was either 96 or 97. They went
Did they?
7-1 to start the year, and then they finished the season 1-7. I remember it distinctly. It brought me such joy,
All right, cool.
such
So
joy.
then when we get to
Seven,
7-1, then
seven
I'll start
and
thinking about it.
one, and
I
then
throw up on myself.
7-1. Look. Starting 7-1 and finishing 500 is
It's wild. That's gross. That's disgusting. You deserve everything. That's the worst thing I've heard in a long time.
look. I was a kid. I am 10, 11 years
That's
old.
not how
I'm
math
11
should
at this
work,
point.
man. I
I
hate y'all.
enjoyed this. I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed
Listen,
it
man. Good luck
so
this week.
much.
Good luck this
Seven
weekend.
and one.
Giants, bro. Not Evan Ingram, bro. Anybody but Evan. Evan about to come out here and look like Kellen Winslow, and I'm gonna lose. I'm turning all my phones off. I'm
You know
turning
what?
my phone off and anybody
You're gonna
phone
keep
around me
talking.
off.
Keep talking. Keep talking this Taysom trash and see if I don't claim Ingram and put him in a tight end. I got a couple bye weeks to
What's
deal
that
with.
got to do with me?
See if I don't decide to go petty.
Do it for yourself, man. Enjoy the Evan Ingram life.
But his lead and butter hands, man. His hands are made of
Lead
lead and butter.
and
I've been
butter.
taught. Lead and butter. All right.
Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be easy. For my man BQ, I hate Evan Ingram, bro. I just can't. Please don't lose, bro. Evan Ingram gonna get on and start talking wild, and I'm gonna just lose it. I'm gonna find wherever Matt. I'll locate you, dog. I'll GPS the shit out you, and we gonna have to.
You
We'll have
gotta
to talk.
let it go.